Okay, so it says here, Brittany sold 5 more candy bars than Ashley. So we have Ashley and Brittany.
Jessica.
And then we have Tyler, who sold twice as many candy bars as Brittany. So now we also have Tyler. All right, we are going to write down what was just described for each individual person. So Brittany sold 5 more than Ashley, but do we know how many Ashley sold?
Nope.
So Ashley is my variable, right?
A.
Okay. All right, and if Brittany sold 5 more than Ashley, what would I write beside Brittany? 5 plus Ashley, which we said was A. Okay? Then it says Tyler sold twice as many candy bars as Brittany. Twice means what? Times 2. 2 times Brittany. And what did we write down for Brittany?
A.
What did we write down for Brittany? 5 plus A.
About 2 times.
All right.
That's 10.
And then it says there were 39 candy bars sold by them all together. So I'll put all of this together, and that is what will be set equal to the 39 candy bars. Okay? So let's see what we got here. I've got an A here, right?
1. Yeah.
I've got an A here. 2. And what would I need to do with this 2 in front? Distribute. Okay, so 2 times 5 would be good.
And then 2 times A is 2A. You gotta add the other 2A's,
Good.
so it'd be 4A.
Right, we had 1 here, and we have 2 here. So he's right, we would have 4 A's altogether, right? Okay, then I go back and look at the constants, the numbers that didn't have an A with them. So Ashley didn't have any. Yes?
Where's the 4 A's coming from? Because there's 2 and there's 3 and then...
There's 1 right here. There's 1 right here.
And there's a 2A.
And then there's 2 right here. Okay? All right, Ashley did not have any numbers, right? She just had A. What about Brittany? 5. She's got 5. Okay? And what about Tyler? Tyler has 10.
15.
Right? So 15 altogether.
4A plus 15 plus 39.
There we go.
One second.
All right.
Remember, Cammy, we're recording.
Okay.
Can you talk about your favorite teacher?
So, for the first example down here below, what's going to be a little bit different about today is that we're going to have our variables on both sides of the equal sign. But just like yesterday, we need them to all be together. So, I've got to move them so that they are together. Today, I can't just add them together because they're not on the same side. I have to move 1 to the other side. Okay, so I've got a 6K over here and a 2K over here, and I want them on the same side.
You can subtract 2K.
Very good. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to subtract 2K to get it off of this side and move it to this side. So those would subtract out. So now I would have 6K minus 2K. What would that be?
4K.
4K. Good. So I'd have 4K
4K?
minus 3 equals what's left on the other side?
13.
Good. Yes, then we are going to add 3. So 4K is equal to 16, yes. Then what should we do?
5 by 4.
Very good. So K would be equal to, nice. Okay. Same thing for example 2. Right now I have a negative 2p over here, sorry, 0.2p, and a positive 0.4p on the other side. And I want to put them on the same side. So how could I move one of those to be with the other?
You subtract,
You add.
you add 0.2.
Okay, we can add 0.2 since it's a negative. To move it, I would add it. Very good. All right, so what's going to be left over there on the left side once I add 0.2p? What's over there? 8. Is equal to, we've got 0.4p plus 0.2p. 0.4 plus 0.2. Very good. And then we still have minus 10.
Are we getting the assignment?
And then what do we do?
Add 10.
Add 10. Good.
Where's the assignment?
So what is 8 plus 10 going to give us? 18. All right. Then what should we do?
Divide by 0.6.
Nice. What do we get when we divide? 30. Good. So 30 is equal to p. Good. So it's still pretty close to what we were doing yesterday. We just have to move one of the pieces from one side to the other. All right, on number 3. What could we do first here?
Add the 7 and the negative 2.
Very good. So these are on the same side. So I'm going to go ahead and put them together before I start trying to move things to the left or right. Okay, so I'm going to leave my 8c plus 1 alone.
Isn't it 6?
So we've got 7c and negative 2c. What would that give us? 5c?
5.
So I'd have 5c, and then we still have that minus 14. Now we need to move things from side to side, right?
Minus 5.
Okay, we can subtract 5c from both sides. And what is 8c minus 5c?
3.
Very good. So I have 3c plus 1 equals negative 14.
Can you do like minus 1?
Good. What is 14 minus
15.
1? Yes, negative 15. Very good. And then my last step would be to
Divide by 3.
divide by 3. Good. So I end up with c is equal to
Negative 5.
negative 5. Good. Alright, we got one more here on the front. This one has parentheses. What should I do to make that parenthesis go away?
Distribute.
Very good. So we are going to distribute what number is in front?
7.
Negative 7. So bring the 5 down, and we distribute negative 7 times t would be,
Negative 7.
good, negative 7t, and negative 7 times positive 1, negative 7. And then we have equals negative 10t plus 3. Do we have any like terms that we need to be combining?
Yes.
17 and 10t.
Okay, yes, we're going to have to move from side to side to make that happen. Is there anything that's already on one side for us to put together?
5 and negative 10.
Right, the 5 and the negative 7. Those are on the same side, so I'm going to go ahead and put those together first. Okay, so what is 5 minus 7?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. So I would have negative 2, and then we still have that minus 7t equals negative 10t plus 3. And like she said, we want the 7t and the 10t to be on the same side, so how would I make that happen?
Plus 7.
Okay? So add 7t to both sides. So we would just have a negative 2 left over here. And what is negative 10 plus 7?
Negative 3.
Good. So I'd have negative 3t, and then we would still have that plus 3. Now what should we do?
Subtract 3.
Very good. Didn't mean to move the whole page there. There we go. All right, so when I subtract 3, what is negative 2 minus 3?
Negative 5.
Good. All right, and then what would our last step be here?
I have a question again. Why wouldn't we, like, why does it matter which number we use?
What do you mean?
Because why wouldn't we do -2?
-2? Because the t is on this side, and we're trying to get t by itself.
Oh.
So we want to move the 3 to the other side because we're working to get t all by itself. Okay, and then what did you say we should do now?
Divide by -3.
Right.
I got a decimal now.
We do, right? Because 5 cannot be divided evenly by 3. 2 negatives do make a what, though?
Positive.
A positive, right? If you get a decimal that isn't nice and neat, like 0.5 or 0.75, something like that, we typically want to leave it as a fraction. So if you get a decimal and press math enter, your calculator will turn it back into the simplified fraction. So what would be our simplified fraction?
What did you say? 5/3.
5/3. If you get a decimal, you can press math enter, and your calculator will turn it back into a fraction. So it would just be positive 5/3 because 2 negatives make a positive. And did you divide -5 by -3? Okay, do that again for me. -5 divided by -3, and this is what we get, right? Math, enter. Okay. All right. Remember, when we have these fractions, we do what? Cross multiply. Very good. So when I multiply this direction, I'm going to have 6 times what? 15. Good. Is equal to
3 times n plus.
Very good.
I don't know what 15 is.
So now we've got those parentheses on both sides. And how do we do that?
Distribute.
Distribute. Good. So 6 times m would be
6m.
good. And 6 times 15? 90. Very good. Is equal to, now we distribute on the other side. We got 3 times m, which is
3m.
good. And 3 times 9, which is 27. Good. All right, so now I need all the m's on the same side. What could we do to make that happen? -6, okay. -6m.
Either way would work, right?
Either way would work, yes. Okay, so then now on the left, all we have is 90, right? And over here, what is 3 minus 6m? Good. So I have -3m plus 27. Then what should we do? So we want to get m by itself. What do we need to move now? The 27, right? So it's positive, so to move it, we would subtract. Okay? And what is 90 minus 27? Very good. So I have 63 is equal to -3m. Now what should we do? Very good. What is 63 divided by -3?
-21.
-21. All right. Number 6, we're also going to be cross multiplying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right here. That's not 61. All right. So on number 6, I'm going to have -1 times what?
D minus 1.
Okay. So -1 parenthesis d minus 1. What about the other direction? I'll have what?
3 times D plus 1.
Good. Okay. So I have to distribute the -1. What's -1 times D?
-1D.
Very good. And -1 times -1?
-1 or +1.
Positive 1. All right, then we have to distribute on the other side too, right? 3 times D would be
3D.
good. And 3
6.
times 2, good, is 6.
Equals +6.
All right. So now we need to move some things to get things on the same side. What do you guys want to move?
-1
Okay, how would I do that?
+1.
So add 1D. What is 3D plus 1D?
40.
4D. So I have 1 equals 4D
40.
plus 6. What should we do?
It sounds like 40.
Oh, yeah.
Subtract this.
Yes, subtract 6 from the sides.
-5.
Very good.
Divide by 40.
Yes, and we divide by 4. Now, is 5 going to be divisible by 4 and give us a nice neat whole number? No, so we leave it as a fraction, right?
-5.
Very good. So -5 fourths equals D. Okay, last one says that Rachel and Amanda are planting tulips. Rachel has planted 45 bulbs and is planting at a rate of 30 bulbs per hour. So she already has planted how much? Yes.
45.
45. Okay, so we're starting out with 45, right? And what does that word "and" mean? Plus. Good. She's planting at a rate of 30 bulbs per hour. So how would I write 30 per hour?
30x.
Very good. Okay. So this is all for Rachel, right? So this is Rachel over here. Okay, now let's talk about Amanda. It says Amanda is planting at a rate of 36 bulbs per hour and has planted 27 bulbs. Good. 36x plus 27. And this is for Amanda. And they ask, how long will it take for them to be the same? Same means what? Equal. So I want them to be equal. Okay. So we are going to solve to figure out when they would be equal. How many hours they will have planted.
Subtract 27.
Okay. So subtract the 27. He said he wants to move the 27 first. What is 45 minus 27?
It'll be 28.
No, not 28. 18. So I'll have 18 plus 30x equals 36x. Then what should we do?
You should
Minus
minus
18.
30.
Minus 30, yeah. We need all the x's to be on the same side. Alright, and what is 36x minus 30x?
36.
Good. So 18 equals,
18 divided by 6.
uh-huh,
3.
good. Alright, so they will have to plant for how many hours?
3 hours.
3 hours for them to have the same amount. They also want to know how many bulbs would that mean they have planted. So what would I do with that 3 to find that answer? Go plug it back in, yeah. You can plug it into Amanda or you can plug it into Rachel. It doesn't matter because they're supposed to be the same, right? Okay, so if I plug it in for Amanda, I'd have 36 times, what am I replacing x with? 3 plus 27. And what is 36 times 3 plus 27?
23. You mean 23 times? Or 26
Sorry,
times
36 times 3 plus 27. 135. Good. And if you would have plugged it in over here, it would have given you the same thing because you would have had 45 plus 30 times 3. This is also 135. So they will have planted 135 bulbs at this point. Alright. Yes?
When do you know when to plug it back in?
It just depends on what they ask you for. So here they said, how long will it take? And that's what we got first, right? Which was hours. But then they asked a second question right here. They said, how many bulbs will that be? So we have to go a little bit further because we don't know that answer when we just found the hours. So it'll just depend on what they ask.